Hi, welcome to OBabyNMore Yarny podcast. This is episode 3, Wool Allergy equals Woolike. My name is Ryan Nicole. You can find me on Ravelry as OBabyNMore, or on Facebook you can find me on OBabyNMore Handmaids. So this week I don't have any shout outs, I don't have any new subscribers, but if you are viewing this one again, if you are viewing this episode after watching the other 2 episodes, welcome back. If you are just viewing for the first time, then welcome, and I hope you will join us. So moving along, I am going to start off with some things that I finished. And the first thing that I finished is Gracie's Shrug, and that is right here. It took me a couple of mistakes. I apparently either misread the instructions or the instructions were listed incorrectly. I'm not really sure which, but this is the shrug, and I'll go ahead and put it on real fast. It sits something like this. Just nice, open, airy shrug for like a beachwear kind of cover up, or if you wanna just have something kind of light on in a store, but you don't really want to have something real thick and heavy, then this is pretty nice. It was meant to be done in cotton, but I did it using Hobby Lobby's I Love This yarn in the colorway Soft Pink. And again, I used a size J hook, which is a 6.0 millimeter hook. So that is that, and that will be sent out very shortly to its recipient. Very easy. Besides the issue with the seaming, it was a very easy project and I enjoyed doing it. So that one's, I'm so glad to be done, and ta-da, that's it. So the second one is the project bag that I was working on last week, and that's on this side. Ignore that. My project bag that is the best of both worlds bag. That's a little bit of crochet and a little bit of knit, and the cord was supposed to be an I cord, but I decided to do a slip stitch cord because I'm faster at crocheting and I wanted to do it in crochet, so I did. So anyways, that is this bag. I did discover that I made an oops on it. The original pattern only had, for the small size, it had 8 rounds on the bottom. And I did not pay attention to how she did it, so I kind of pretended like I already knew what she was doing and didn't pay attention. So I ended up with 10 rounds, but I still have the same number of stitches. So that's, I didn't even notice until it was too late, way too late. I was done when I noticed, actually. So mine is technically the width of her large size, but it is the height of her small size. So that is what happened there, but I'm still happy with it, and it does give me my first project bag, so, or at least my first made by me project bag. And since I'm not really using much other project bags right now, it gives me my first project bag, even though I do have some others. I'm just not really using them. Well, I am. They're just storing old projects, actually. So you'll eventually see them because I'm hoping to get some of those long-term whips going soon. So anyways, this was again used Natura Wind Tuck in the Fisherman colorway. And it used a G hook, and I used my 4.25 millimeter instead of my 4.0 as suggested. But I used my G hook, and I used a 10.5 needle, which is 6.5 millimeters. So that is that pattern by yeah, Jody Baldwin. You can find her on Ravelry, Timeless One. So finished that one. Ta-da! I'm very happy with it. And inside of it, you noticed, I'm sure you did because I mentioned it, the little hook that's sticking out of it is because still going is the shawl for my swap partner, and that is where that's what's inside this bag. I am using an eye hook on that, and like I mentioned last week, I'm using Woolike yarn that's actually a fingering weight yarn, and I'm holding it double to make it a little bit thicker. So that's all I can tell you about that project, but it is still being worked on and it is still going, so hopefully you'll get to see it soon. The next project that you remember, or you might remember from, you might remember from last week, was the helmet for my son, and I have not made any progress on that, so I'm not even going to show it to you, but it is still going. I'm hoping to get it done soon. I'm sure I will. Anyways, and then the third project that I have still going is I started another project bag. Why? Because I wanted another one and I really liked that one pattern, and I decided to make the large one, and I wanted to do some more funky, well, not necessarily funky, but some more colors and actually use color changes. So that is what is over here. And as you can see, it is still on the needles and still going. And it was actually when I was working this that I realized I had made the mistake on that one. Because once I got to the 10 rounds that is supposed to be the large bag, I realized I did not have the same number of stitches. And in fact, my stitches was the same as that one. And now I don't know why, because something went amiss. So I looked it up and I started reading, and I quickly realized that she did in fact do it differently than I did. So I went ahead, and because I still wanted a bigger bag than this one, I went ahead and added 2 more rounds like the pattern has. The difference is 2 rounds, 8 versus 10. So since that one was 10, I went ahead and did 12 rounds on this one and continued going with it. So it still has the same number of stitches, but again, it has more rounds, so it is wider. And I'm going to do the number of rows for the large one. And then what I decided to do is, I had a bunch of scrap yarns that I have no idea what I would use for because it's from that auction, so I decided to kind of stash dive in there, I guess. And I came up with this Sayal that is in the colorway Bone. And then I found another Sayal that's in this colorway. It's called Baby Yellow. So I'm using that one. And then there was 2 that did not have any ball bands on them. So I'm guessing they're Sayal, but they could be something else. Although a lot of what was in that box from the auction was Sayal, so that's kind of my guess. But anyways, it's this blue color and this peachy color, almost pink but mostly peach. So I don't know if you can see the colors correctly on your screen or not, but that is what I have. And then I decided to make it kind of fun and to I don't know, to make it different than what I would usually do, because I'm very boring and I'm very every other color or every 4th color or something of that nature. And I have varying amounts of each of the yarns, so I wanted to kind of make sure that I did not run out of a certain color. I used a random stripe generator that was weighted based off of how much you have of each. So I punched in the numbers and told it to give me some stripes, and it did, and that's what I'm using, because I can't come up with that kind of thing on my own. I'm too analytical and too mathematical, and it just would have never happened. So that's what I did for this one, and that's what I'm coming up with, and so far I'm liking it. So far it's been fun. and we'll see how it looks when it's done, and if nothing else, I have a very scrap-tastic project bag, so that's still going. Although you didn't see it last week, this is the first time you saw it. It is still going because I started it pretty much right after I finished the last podcast. Honestly, it was pretty quick actually. So that's still going. And then I started one more project this week, and amazingly, it's also knit. I don't knit this much, so this is kind of weird for me. But I am knitting that shawl pattern that I just got, that I told you about last week, from Michelle or Madcaps. And this is the progress so far. I'm pretty slow on it, but I'm also planning on this not being done until like October, so it's kind of going to be my don't feel like working on anything else shawl, I guess would be the best way to put it. But at church we do Secret Sisters, and I'm making it for my secret sister, but I am the only one that knits and crochets at church, so if I give it to her now, she's going to know, oh, well, Ryan Nicole did this. So I am kind of holding off, and I'm going to give it to her when we do like our little reveal party thing where she finds out who her secret sister is. I'm going to give it to her then, and I'll just give her other little odds and end gifts for the rest of the time. So this is being worked in Woolike again, in the colorway red, number 13 red. Again, I'm holding it double because the pattern calls for DK weight, so I'm going to hold it double so that I get a little bit thicker, and then the border is done in a sock weight, so I will then go down to just a single strand for the border to get the varying weights. So it is being done on an on a US 9 needle, which is 5.5 millimeters. And then once I get to the crocheted border, it will be using H hook, which is 5.0 millimeters. So that is that project, and once my lovely project bag is done, that's where this is going to be going. Why? Because I want it to. That's why. So that is also still going, and you may or may not see that each week, but it is going to be a little by little as I do it. That's what I will work on, and hopefully have it done in October like I planned. So, and speaking of the Woolike, I actually have, amazingly enough, I have more addiction enabling. That's really weird for me, but I do. I have more addiction enabling. So what happened was I really liked that Woolike that I that I'm using for the shawl swap. So I found out that my mom and my soon-to-be sister-in-law was going to a craft store, well, several craft stores. So I asked them if they were going to Michael's, and my soon-to-be sister-in-law had commented that if I wanted them to, then she would ask my mom to, and they would go. So I asked her if she would pick me up 2 skeins of Woolike, and I could not decide on the colors because I had looked online and I love all of them. The only color I don't like is the rose. I'm pretty sure it's the color of it because it's a pink, and I just don't like pink. So I said, I don't care what color you get me, just make sure it's the same dye lot and don't buy me pink. Those are my only 2 requirements. So I asked her to pick me up 2 skeins, and she couldn't decide. So she decided to get, she couldn't decide between 2 colors. So she decided to get me one from her as well as the color that she was grabbing, you know, that I was paying for. So the colors that she grabbed me are Teal Lake, again by Woolike, very pretty bluish, bluish green color. I liked it a lot. And then the other color that she picked out was beige. Again, another very pretty, well, this is just a pretty classic color, really. So that is what she picked out, and after picking them out, my mom decided that she also wanted to go ahead and pick me out some colors. So she picked out the red, and I'm sure she picked out the red because she knows that I love red. And my soon-to-be sister-in-law, she had commented that she picked colors that she liked, and since I didn't give any requirements, they didn't have to be colors that I would necessarily usually gravitate towards, so she did pick out colors that she specifically liked. So my mom picked out the red, knowing that I love red and everything about red. So, and I'm actually really liking this deeper color too. It's a little bit darker than I thought it was based off of the picture online, so that's kind of cool. So that's the red. And then my mom also picked out, and this does not surprise me in the slightest, my mom picked out a color called Denim Blue. It's blue. I mean, I don't know what else you want me to say about it. It is definitely a blue, and my mom loves blue, so this does not surprise me at all that this is what she would pick out. So, and today when I was putting them into my stash on Ravelry, I noticed something really neat, and it's really neat until one, and then it annoys me, but I'm just going to have to look past it. So this color, I don't know if you can see, but it has the number 3 on it. And the beige has the number 6 on it. That was part of the color. 6. And then the teal lake, you'll never guess, is ironically number 9. I don't know, that to me is just so funny and so cool, and I love numbery things, so that does not surprise me that I think this is so cool. And then the part that really bummed me was the next number is 13. Oh, so close. If it would have been 12, it would have been perfect. But I looked it up, and number 12 was pumpkin spice, and since my mom's the one that picked out the red, I know she would have never picked out that orange. So I do not have 3, 6, 9, 12, and that is so frustrating. Well, not frustrating, just a bummer, because it would have been so cool. But it was neat anyways. So anyways, that is the yarn that they got me, and again, that yarn has 678 yards of fingering weight. It's 100 grams per skein. So I have over 1,300 yards of each color, and that's just awesome. Awesome, awesome. Okay, so that was one addiction enabling, partially from my own actual purchase and partially from a very cool mom and sister-in-law to be. So thank you guys. And then the next one is my secret sister from the church. I don't know who she is, obviously, but I received a gift bag on Sunday. I was told it was there. And I have to show you this gift bag because it did become a project bag. It was what was holding Grace's shrug until I finished it. But it's a really cute little bag, and yes, it has pink on it, but it's okay because it's mostly black and it's only a little bit of pink. It's cute! Isn't that cute? So, there's the bag. Anyways, it came with a card, which I don't have with me, but it also came with peaches and cream cotton yarn in the colorway Happy Go Lucky. Whites with some blues and yellows and greens. Very springy, very, I don't know, very fun, very simple. And this is a worsted weight yarn, and there is 400 grams in it and approximately 706 yards of yarn. Yummy. I love that much yarn. So, and then the card with it had mentioned that they thought cotton would be nice, you know, a cooler thing for summer. So I'm definitely looking forward to finding something to make with that. I don't know what it's going to be yet, but it'll tell me something, I'm sure. Anyways, so, and then the other thing that got me was this magazine by Crochet Magazine. Quick and easy crochet accessories. It was the April edition, April of 2015, so it's current. And it's really cute, and I found several things that I really liked already. But here is the photo index. Just couple other pictures that you can see, some really neat little things. I think the first thing I'm going to make, I don't know actually, I was kind of thinking about making this little necklace type cowl thing here. And then I was also looking at the bags. I was looking at maybe doing this bag down here would make a neat little project bag as well. So I don't know, but I like a lot of the things. I also like this hat here. That's cute too. So maybe I'll make that soon. Anyway, so that's my other addiction enabling, because people like to enable my addiction apparently. So that is all I have as far as the Yarny stuff right now goes. So moving on to blah blah blah. I don't have a whole lot going on this week. I did get a call on Monday that I have to reschedule my doctor's appointment, and apparently the POTS specialist that I was going to see has gone on medical leave. So they needed to reschedule me with a new doctor that I can see instead. And unfortunately, I cannot get into him until June 24th, and I am so bummed about it. I'm having a few emotional issues with it, but I am working through that. So between that and the really bad episode that I had after accidentally taking an extra salt tab, I literally took one and ate another bite of supper and took a second one almost that quick. And it just, I don't know, it seemed to send me into a little bit of a bad episode that was quite scary actually. But we called poison control and they said that it should be okay, just to kind of keep an eye on it. And as the night went on, it did get better, so that's good. But between that episode and just generally feeling sick lately, just feeling off, I guess would be more the correct word, and the fact that I am passing out about once a week right now is really wearing on me. So I'm just really wanting to get into this doctor and be done with this part and get it started and get hopefully some answers and some help. So we'll see though. June 24th, if you can keep me in your prayers for that, I would appreciate it. So this episode is going to be a little bit shorter, although it looks like I've been talking for a little over 20 minutes, so it's not too short. Because that is about all I have to talk about. I know my hubby has a lot of things going that he's going to be doing soon with his channel, so as soon as he gets those up, I will talk about those a little bit and link to that, because it's pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about it for him. O doesn't really have anything on his channel right now, but he's still trucking along. So hopefully I can share something with you about him soon. And other than that, I'm gonna leave you with my blessings to you. This week, obviously, health has been on my mind quite a bit, especially with the episode on Friday and the rescheduling of the appointment on Monday. And my grandmother got out of the hospital on Monday. Yay! I'm so happy. She was in for pneumonia, and it was pretty bad. She was in for 17 days. So she is out. Yay! And I am just praying that even though she sounds as bad as she does breathing, that she's continuing to heal, and I know God's got his thumb right on her, so we'll keep going. We'll keep trucking and keep praying for her. So anyways, my blessings to you is going to be a Bible verse today. I am going to read from Psalm 103, verses 2 and 3 out of the New International Version, NIV. So, and that is, praise the Lord, my soul, and forget not all his benefits, who forgives all your sins and heals all your diseases. And I am praying that for not only me, but for anybody else who is suffering through diseases. So I am claiming in his holy name his benefits and his healing of all these diseases. So thank you. I hope you come back. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you again next week. Bye.